Hello and welcome to another episode of Aussie Pomcast with me, David Baker, and Natalie Richards.
Hello,
Natalie
Nat.
Richards.
Yeah, I know, I got my Sunday name
God,
there.
sorry,
Hello,
yeah.
David.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good weekend?
Good, very good weekend, very busy weekend for
Yeah.
us guys in media. We've got a new Prime Minister.
Do we?
Yes,
Missed
we
that.
do.
Yeah.
Mr. Albanese. He's our new PM. Very big weekend for us.
Yep.
Obviously over here. Massive alarm bells though for anybody who's a royalist because he has previously spoken out about being a Republican. So
We're going straight into that, are we? Yeah, you're getting it straight onto Royals.
Straight into Royals.
As you would, yeah, of
Straight
course.
into Royals.
Yeah,
So there's
cool.
talk that he might dismiss the Queen as Australia's head of state because of some comments he made some 20 years ago.
All right, okay, so
Because, you know,
recent.
nothing like the media to go digging through the archives here. But at the time, he said that he urged people to support a republic because it's inevitable that we should ditch the Queen as head of state.
And it is, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. I think a lot of people support the Queen, especially right now. It is a Jubilee year. And
Yeah, maybe not do it on the kind of anniversary.
yeah, not
budget.
right now. We'll just go, all right, sorry to gatecrash
Happy
your
70
celebrations.
years and now
We won't
get
be
out.
joining you for the 71st. Look, I think it's an interesting debate to have, given that, you know, now we've got Charles waiting in the wings. I know we've talked before that the Queen might not have very long left, bless her. She's not going to live
You
forever.
keep talking about it, yeah.
She is on
I've
her way
never
out.
mentioned it, I don't think.
She is on her way out. Well, yeah, and when Charles does step in, I think it is an interesting discussion to have. Anti-monarchy organisations as well as already celebrating. One of them's already said it's excellent to see a pro-Republic Prime Minister in Australia
I
and
mean,
said
we've
that
had-
it will happen.
We've had some before. Malcolm Turnbull was pro-Republic.
This
It's not
is
a
it.
new thing. But,
Yeah.
you know,
But
look...
Prime Ministers don't last 2 minutes in
Oh,
Australia.
yeah, well, exactly. He'll just get stabbed in the back in 15 minutes, so it's fine. But yeah, look, I just, you know how little I care about this kind of stuff, but it just doesn't bother me either way. Like, do it, don't care, have a referendum again.
What a shame.
I mean,
What a shame.
we had a referendum here in 1999, right? And it was a pretty close run thing, but they did vote against it. But it's probably time to think about it again soon, I would have thought. It's worth a discussion.
No, don't say that.
Oh, come on,
That's
like-
horrible. Poor old Queen,
It's
she's
just-
been through enough without
I know,
you
but
sticking
it
the
doesn't.
boot
She'll
in.
be fine. Like it's not gonna ruin her life.
I
I'm
mean,
sure
mind
she
you,
can
the
care.
royals could be digging their own grave. I mean, God, that's not a very nice term to use, but they could be, causing their own problems here because
Better.
Prince Andrew is going to join the Queen reportedly on Garter Day. There he is. Unfortunately, he grabs all the headlines now, and unfortunately as well on. The Jubilee celebrations on Garter Day, June the 13th. It looks like he's going to grab all the headlines again because he's been invited to take part in this very pompous ceremony.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you'll probably see them trot around with these big feathers and this big all of this regalia. It happens every year, and the idea is it comes from medieval times. King Edward III was inspired by the tales of King Arthur, and so he decided he was going to have his own Knights of the Round Table, so to speak, and make everybody dress in this pompous regalia and do what they call the Order of the Garter ceremony.
If this is you trying to convince Australians that they should ditch the
come on.
monarchy, this is not
Because
good enough
you get
reason.
to wear feathers and a big
You
coat.
get to enjoy a 700-year-old like weird pompous ceremony that no one understands with feathers in hats, and you roll out old mate who's.
Well, this is it. The Queen gets to choose her own knights
I know.
around the
But I
round
thought
table,
I
and
thought
she's
he'd been
chosen
stripped
Andrew.
of all of that. I thought he'd been.
Well, you know, she can choose who she wants, and she can have anybody join this round table of hers, and she's chosen Andrew
Pick someone
reportedly. And yeah, look, unfortunately, that's not going to bode well for the royals. I don't think that will go down very well at all.
No.
I don't think that's going to be a very popular decision among many people, given his history. But there we go. He's going to be a royal knight, and
Yeah. Great.
well, yeah,
Every reason to support
is
the monarchy. Yeah.
mince.
I mean, look, it's about time he gets cancelled. And, you know, we've been talking about it for a long time. Just cancel him. Get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
for cancel culture,
I know you're
but
not.
I am for, in this case, I think, unfortunately, he's just taking the shine off what should be a happy, festive occasion for the Queen, and probably one of the last big celebrations like this that she's going to have to bring the nation together, really get everyone behind the royals again, and unfortunately, he's going to be the headline grabber of that one.
But on cancel culture, so obviously we're talking about him maybe getting cancelled. How do you feel about this story in the week about the threat of Shakespeare being cancelled?
What a load of rubbish. I mean, seriously. Like, Shakespeare, I mean, I know we're talking about old things here again.
Old things,
Old
yeah.
things, Shakespeare, old things.
Yep.
But back in the olden days.
Yeah.
But Shakespeare, there's a lot of phrases that come from Shakespeare. We've got him
Such
to
as?
thank for a lot of things in the English language. Good riddance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a Shakespeareism.
I thought you were just ending the show.
Good riddance, bye. Right, see you, bye. Yeah, that comes from Shakespeare. There are many others. I'm saying that because I don't know them all. But I do know that good riddance is one of them, right? And he's influenced language in a massive way.
Yeah.
It's very important, I think, for us to be learning Shakespeare in schools. Not that I'm saying we have to do every class in Latin, but
Yep.
I think it's important that, we have a knowledge of it. And at least, you do it in your reading lessons. We used to do, I can't remember what we did, Hamlet, I think.
Yep.
Not Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Go just see your version.
But just to give some context about why this is actually even being talked about, I mean, there is no reason for it to be talked about, to be honest. But this is you would have read about her at some point or another. Oh, God, I can't speak
Come on.
today. Oh no, sorry.
Come on, London, speak properly.
Speak properly.
Sort it
London.
out.
Hamlet. So she's been dubbed the strictest headmaster in the whole of the UK. She actually runs a school that's not far from where I grew up, but it wasn't there when I left England. But anyway, it's
Covering
called...
yourself there. Nothing to do with me.
Well, I mean, there are no schools to do with me. Like, I don't run any schools. But yeah, so she considers herself a reformist. She thinks she's changing the way that we do schools, and she has helped the Conservative Party with some of their policy and stuff. And so she runs this school called Michaela College or Community College or something. And she's basically arguing that. And she's a very interesting character, and she is herself a black female author, and she's saying don't ditch dead white men like William Shakespeare for literary female or black people, basically.
For a bit in the name of diversity.
Exactly.
Because, he might be a dead white man. He's also an important white man that we need to learn from.
Yes, but the problem with all of this, right, is I don't disagree with her. And if you read on, she does actually then go to say, but we should also have those things. Because of course you should also have those things.
You can
because
have
otherwise
both.
you can't. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, why not both?
Exactly, but no one is advocating for the end of Shakespeare, so it's all a bit.
So she's
of
sort
a
of
pointless...
saying it before it's really an argument.
so
Do you reckon
it's-
someone's just brought it up at parents' evening? She's just gone, let's make this a thing.
It's just faux outrage. Like someone says something on Twitter and says basically, "Oh, next thing they'll cancel Shakespeare." No, they're not. No one's cancelling Shakespeare.
And that's it. We're talking about
it's
it.
Absolute nonsense.
And
It
those
just
guys in the
drives me
media have
mad.
made a story about it. And here we are talking about it on a podcast. It works,
It's not
isn't it?
happening. So some academics in America have talked about it, but guess what? America doesn't have the same history with Shakespeare that England does. So it's a completely pointless kind of comparison. It just annoys me when someone brings up faux outrage to then spark division when it doesn't exist. No one is advocating for the death of, well, he's dead, but advocating for the end of Shakespeare being taught. Like, it's
Did you
stupid.
learn about Shakespeare in school? Did you?
Yes, it's on the curriculum. Everybody does it.
What did you have?
What did I have?
Yeah.
I did a bit of Hamlet.
And you did Hamlet,
Hamlet,
as well. We did
Othello.
Hamlet. I thought, you did it too. Oh,
Yeah,
what's the
I
name?
did,
You
like,
go.
multiple. Macbeth.
Yeah,
Romeo and Juliet.
We went to see Romeo and Juliet
Did you?
once, didn't
The real
we?
ones?
No.
Oh, me and you. Yes, we did. Yeah.
We went to see Amateur Dramatics.
Amateur Dramatics, Romeo and Juliet.
To the soundtrack of Guns N' Roses. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a
Fun.
unique take on Romeo and Juliet.
It was. But, we wouldn't have had that story had it not been for Shakespeare.
Exactly, and
So
that's
thanks for a fun
and look,
night
that's
out.
the beauty of William Shakespeare, right? As in, sure, there are lots of misogynistic, lots of kind of homophobic, other elements in there that aren't representative of where we are today. But add a bit of Guns N' Roses, and you give it a new flavour, don't you? You give it a new kind of up-to-date flavour.
What a night that was.
No, the whole point is that you can teach those things by teaching Shakespeare. Like, don't eradicate it from history. It's stupid. You can't.
Whether he's a white bloke or a black bloke or whatever has no bearing on it. It's a significant figure in history, and that should be the long and short of
you won't learn
it.
about iambic pentameter if you don't have Shakespeare, do you?
What?
Exactly. Yeah, no one cares.
Moving on. Who's going to speak about other people who perhaps might end up being
Other iambic pentameters.
other white males.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of white males, Boris.
Yeah.
Boris in trouble again.
Yeah.
It's just this will not go away for him, will it?
I know.
This is Partygate. And some new footage has emerged of him on November 13th, 2020 to be precise.
Well, that's very specific, thank you.
I do not have that written down.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
He was in the middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
And
The second lockdown, I think it was.
yeah, so they're smack in the middle of it. Everybody's like rightly quite knocked off about the prospect of spending Christmas in lockdown. And here he is at the party that says did not take place, but you know.
Yeah, so I think that's the main controversy around this. And so the images that I think actually show him sort of raising a glass and toasting up the I think we've spoken about him before, the head of communications that was leaving, it was his leaving party.
Party?
Yeah, well, sorry, leaving nibbles or cheese or whatever they called it. I don't know what they called it.
Work function.
Yeah, exactly. But the controversy around it is that he, in Parliament, did say he wasn't there at one point, and then it got investigated by the police, and the police did issue fines to people at that party, but didn't issue a fine to him, even though...
Suspicious.
And so now there are images of him clearly at the party, and so... The Liberal Democrats have actually called for an investigation into the police about their
totally agree.
investigation into the party.
Yeah.
And so it's just
But the thing is, do you want to be that one? Do you want to be the one that gives the Prime Minister a fine, really?
Well,
you don't want to be that
you're not
person
gonna
going,
be-
you do it, now do it.
Yeah, but it's not...
You do it.
It's just Greg from accounting at the Met Police. Like,
Yeah.
no one's going...
Who's going to put their signature on this one?
I don't think
Well,
anybody's going to
you
care.
know.
But anyway, like, as in, it's just... It is becoming just like this weird kind of bureaucratic nightmare now, whereby there's the Metropolitan Police looking into it, there's the police watchdog looking into the Metropolitan Police, there's the Sue Gray report that still isn't out. There was, last week, the Treasurer came out and said that Sue Gray had initiated a conversation with Boris Johnson to talk about the report, and now it's come out that that was actually initiated by Number 10, Downing Street. So, and Boris Johnson apparently said at this meeting with Sue Gray, don't release the report because it's all basically out there anyway.
What a load of crap. I mean, I think no smoke without fire in my eyes. I think we'd know by now if he definitely wasn't there.
But there is smoke and fire. There's a photo of him raising a glass
Exactly.
at the party. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we don't have beers at work anymore. You know, we're not doing that. Certainly weren't doing that. We certainly don't do that during lockdown. You know, we wouldn't, you know, we were spending minimal time at work, you know, and getting out of here because we want to be around
you spend minimal time at work,
Oh,
anyway.
shut up. Shut up. Don't say that coming out of election weekend. Uncalled for.
That's true. That's unfair.
Uncalled for. But yeah, not good to... Whatever happened, it's not a brilliant look during a pandemic.
I know. And it's worth saying that there's been no update or no kind of resolution to the Keir Starmer stuff. Obviously, the Labour leader who's under investigation for his own Beergate. So that's still ongoing. So this is basically going to go on forever. This is England's
Basically, we're a
new
nation
Brexit.
of pisshead politicians.
It's our new
is the
Brexit,
takeaway.
basically. We'll just be talking about it forever and ever and ever.
Yep. And so from one pandemic to another, monkeypox.
Yeah.
I've become a bit of an expert on this.
Have you? Have you really? I don't believe that for a
Do
second.
you know you can get up to 1,000 lesions on your body from monkeypox? If that's not enough to put people off and scare people about getting this, then I don't know what is.
All right, but let's not scare everybody just yet because it's not a pandemic to start. Let's make that Let's make that clear.
Yeah,
So
but it could be one.
it's an outbreak at the
You
moment.
see, this is how COVID started.
No, not really.
Yeah, but you know, it's a bit scary, isn't it? Like lumps on your body.
Well, I mean, they're both pretty scary. But so monkeypox, right?
Yes.
So it's endemic to the west of Africa. So it has happened many times, and so there are many positive things to take from the way in which it's spreading and the amount of people that are getting it. There's been 200 cases. It's pretty rare for people outside of West Africa to get it, but it has appeared in the UK before. So it's not unheard of.
I feel like this wouldn't be a story to anybody had we not just come out of the COVID pandemic or on our way out of it.
I think it would get far less column inches than it is because there's 200 cases, as I said. I mean, and clearly it's not a nice thing to have, but the difference is with COVID, I think, is that it's skin to skin. You only get it from skin to skin contact. And so obviously you get this horrible rash and these lesions, which is, horrendous thing to go through.
It sounds horrible.
And also it comes with the fever and the cold.
Sounds like the bubonic plague. Headache, back pain.
But because it's skin to skin, it's obviously far less infectious. So far fewer people are likely to get it. And if you do get it, it's going to be quite clear that you have it because...
Yeah, we can't come into work with a bit of a spicy cough.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody will know if you have got it.
Yeah, it is, however, spreading, which is a problem. And it is now in Australia.
It's in Australia, yes.
But there's only... Well, there's one confirmed case. I think that's in New South Wales.
One in Victoria and one possible case in New South Wales.
Okay.
So it's here,
Yep.
and West Australians have been issued an alert just this week as well, just to watch out for it. There's another thing, look, I mean, fevers, headaches, all that are quite common this time of year. Now we've got COVID here as well. There's 80,000 cases plus.
But the idea
as
is
we speak today.
I think the idea, well, it is in the UK at the moment, is that you isolate for 21 days. And so... that clears you of it, and so
it's a long time. People, and just think as well that sort of shadow pandemic in the mental health aspect of it. This becomes a massive deal. 21 days as opposed to 7 days, which 7 days did everybody's head in. Like 7 days is a long time to just hang around your house, like just being sick. Like not being able to go anywhere. Don't laugh, that's not funny. I've had it, you haven't.
I know, but I'm just
21 days, that's 3 weeks.
I know, that's
rotten.
like 750 episodes of Homes Under the Hammer.
Oh, man. Oh, you go stir crazy for 21 days. I mean, I really hope this doesn't become a bigger deal, because if it does, then we're all in a lot of trouble here.
I know, but let's not get into the realm of scaremongering, because I don't think it's going to be, let's hope it's not going to be a bigger deal. I think it's going to be...
It'll have a new name anyway. It won't be Monkeypox. It'll be like M27 or something.
Well, no, it probably is called that, and we call it monkeypox.
So that people know. Is it got that name already?
You know how COVID is.
Let's find out the name.
Coronavirus is CoV-2 SARS. Like,
it'll have some fancy name, like plants.
Oh my God! Do we have Shakespeare to thank for that?
Okay, so that's a very scary thought. But another scary thought is anybody looking to buy a house in the UK right now, because house prices are absolutely booming. Look at that. If you're watching on the YouTube, you can see that they've soared by a record-breaking £55,000. It's about 100 grand Aussie since the pandemic began. Now, this is very much a thing, I think, around the world, is that people are wanting to upgrade their homes because they've been stuck inside for too long during lockdown. Everybody wants a fancy house. House prices as a result have absolutely boomed. A lot of people making lifestyle decisions as well now, prioritising their home life. A lot of people working from home. So your home is becoming a big part of your life all of a sudden. You know, you're not out and about as much. This is the average house price now in the UK is £367,000.
Yeah.
That is absolutely massive.
Yeah, and like that's completely...
It's more than it is here.
Well, I think it's not far off about the same, actually.
Yeah,
when
a bit more.
Conversion.
Bit more.
But with Perth. But you're talking Perth against the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
And so obviously...
go on. So your end of the scale be
it's insane.
expensive.
It's like 600 grand.
Yeah, it'd be like 50 pence up north.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone up to 75 now.
15 bed, 4 bathroom.
No, but
mansion.
the houses are much more expensive, I've noticed.
Of course.
I noticed this when I went back. Not that I was looking to, not I was looking in real estate windows or anything like that, but you do notice like people talking about how house prices have boomed. It's interesting because it's a result of a pandemic. Everybody's wanting to move somewhere nice, somewhere with a nice big office, somewhere with a nice big garden.
But it's quite interesting.
You don't want to be stuck in a little tiny shoebox, do you, during a pandemic?
But I do think it's quite interesting that our generation obviously complains about the boomer generation who bought houses for 15 grand and then it rose to like 400 grand.
But remember, their wages were nothing as well.
I know, but we were lucky enough to get on the property ladder at some point. Yeah. And now our houses have doubled in price or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just the same problem.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. It still means, interest rates are going up. It still doesn't mean it's cheap for any of us.
No.
But over here...
No, don't get me wrong. I can't afford it. Anyway, I'm going to lose my house.
Which is why we're doing this.
Exactly, yeah.
Please like and subscribe. So, over in Perth, we've hit a record median house price of $622,000. It's about 350 grand English. Yeah. That is massive. Because I remember when we moved here, I mean, they're talking 18 years ago nearly now, and I remember you used to be able to buy, for the price of the average house in Huddersfield, you used to be able to buy 2 over here. And now you struggle to get 1. You used to be able to buy 2 houses. Yeah, so I was trying to work
that maths out. Because I thought that the average price in Huddersfield, when you moved here, right now you could just get an avocado for that.
Oh, shut up. Avocados, we don't even know what they are.
We don't even have them.
What even are they? But seriously, no, you used to be able to buy, I know that I've had relatives move over here and they could have at the time bought 2 houses if they'd have wanted to, with the amount they sold from the UK, which is massive. And now I think you'd struggle to do like for like. Yeah. Which is a big deal for anybody looking to emigrate out here at the moment. And what people like to say, looking for lifestyle changes. So and that part of that might be moving to a nice big house with a pool, which you might only just be able to afford now. Whereas before you could easily afford it. Perth used to be cheap to English people. Yeah. Yep. It's not anymore. And this is often a direct result of the pandemic as well. I say good for us. We're making a bit of money on our homes, but only any good if you're selling, isn't it?
Yeah, or until I'd buy again, like try and go to another house and I can't afford it. So
until you go and move somewhere super cheap.
So I'd just be in that house for the rest of my life, and then I'd give it to my child, and then the same thing repeats itself.
Your child is rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats, Ellis.
You're welcome. Talking of rich.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, that's the best.
Rubbish. That's worse than one of my segues.
I thought it was all right. You know, you were talking about it last week, the richest game in football.
Yep.
It's coming up for you guys, obviously. But also,
this weekend.
What a remarkable end to the Premier League season this weekend. You know, there's been a couple over the last kind of 25 years that have kind of been in the same realm as this one. But
does it hurt to see that?
No.
When are you ever going to be?
Oh yeah, we're never
picture?
going to do it. No.
Spurs, of course, we're talking about
exactly.
here.
Well, we haven't done it.
Spurs
We haven't done it since 1961, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Not in your lifetime.
No,
not in your lifetime. No. That must hurt.
Well, thanks for confirming I'm younger than 61 though. So that's
You're welcome.
Nice. But yeah, remarkable end of the season. Basically, they went 2-0 down. They needed to win, and Man City won in the last 10 minutes of the game. Scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Sorry,
Brilliant,
unbelievable. And not so good for you, obviously, was another game that shifted and kind of changed over the course of the day.
Leeds are staying up. Such a shame.
They scored an 89th minute winner.
I know.
To secure their space in the Premiership next year.
I did not watch the game live because I do not get up in the middle of the night to watch Leeds play.
11 o'clock.
It's middle of the night for me. And so, look, I did find out from looking at my social media, seeing all Leeds fans jumping up and down, and I just thought, no, they stayed up. But it would have been brilliant to see Huddersfield go up this season and Leeds get relegated.
Why? Surely you want to play them next year?
Yeah, we do, because it's a brilliant game, but I also would have loved to revel in their demise.
Okay.
And, you know, everybody, we all hate Leeds.
But yeah, still an opportunity.
Still an opportunity for us to go up. Really hope we do now. Pressure's on. We're going to play Forest. It's on the weekend.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday night, early morning, Monday morning here. So Monday is going to be a fun day at work. So, we're very much looking forward to it. And, you know, I really hope we can pull it off again. Not convinced this time. I think it's going to be a very difficult game. But you know what? We've got a knack of losing against the crap teams and winning against the good teams. So you know what? By that logic, we've done it already. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. You went from pessimistic to it's definitely going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
But yeah, big weekend in football.
Everyone in Huddersfield's going.
Big weekend of football. Obviously, a couple of playoff games, a couple of different leagues. And then you've got the Champions League, which is on Saturday or very early Sunday morning. And Liverpool still trying to get the treble. So yeah, there's still quite a lot going on. But then that's it. That's it for another year. So
I'll tell you what, though. It's going to be a big night, and I tell you what, if it's time to rob a bank in Huddersfield, it's on Sunday.
I mean, it's never time
everybody in Huddersfield's going to be there.
Why are you advocating for people
I say
to
that
rob
I
a
shouldn't
bank?
say that. My cousin's a copper, and she will not be happy. She's working in Huddersfield
it's not that
day.
that's the problem. It's the advocating of robbing of banks.
She's very busy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to make your copper friend busy.
Don't rob a bank because my cousin will be too busy.
Wow.
On that bombshell, thanks very much for joining us. If you're still watching on the YouTubes, like and subscribe, please. And if you're still listening, God bless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you or hear you or you'll hear us next week.